में कि वो उनको समझा सकें, तो भगवान को समझाने के लिए ये वर्डों का यूज करना पड़ता है, और कोई कारण नहीं। आगे चलिए, क्या है? अक्षय सूद जी, why Hare Krishna Prabhu ji, Hare Krishna, why Prabhupada did not clearly mention about Ritwik system to be continued, and why we need to manipulate his will? Just one question. Why no clear instructions to continue? Very clear instructions are there, but if you don't want to take it, the problem is yours. His instructions are very clear. He said very clear in his conversation that till I don't make you a regular guru, you are not a regular guru. He is very clear. So where has he made anyone a Diksha Guru? My only question is this. But you'll have to understand his will. Why not understand his will? You tell me one thing. Why not understand his will? Why? You don't want to understand the will of the person whom you are following? Why should you not understand his will? Why you should not understand all these things? If something is cropped up, why do you tell devotees, why do the followers, so-called followers of Prabhupada, tell their disciples not to read or understand this particular part of the philosophy? Why? When you can read Mayavad, why not understand this? Is this worse than Mayavad? Where you are trying to claim that Srila Prabhupada is the Diksha Guru. Again I have said this. I am not against the Guru system. The Guru system is this, that what Prabhupada said was the Shiksha Guru system. In the Ramanuja Sampradaya, there is a Uddharak Guru and the Upkarak Guru. That means in one other form this has been practiced. The Uddharak Guru for the last 1000 years is Ramanujaji. And rest are known as Uddharak Guru. In the same way, Prabhupada, Puri Maharaj also, before leaving his body, 1 month before his leaving his body, he stated this very clearly, that when he met Srila Prabhupada, he asked them what will happen later on for Guru system. So Prabhupada said that I have set up the Ritwik system. Though Puri Maharaj says that I don't agree to the system, but that is your problem. But Prabhupada has set up a system that there are going to be Shiksha Gurus. Now, it is also very clearly in Chaitanya Charitamrita that you respect the Shiksha Guru equal to the Diksha Guru. But Shiksha Guru cannot claim that this is his disciple. The disciples are of Srila Prabhupada. Now, if you sit down and think about it, that if this was the way, what Prabhupada wanted, the way was implemented in ISKCON would not be a fragmented society. I've been in ISKCON for 25 years. The basic fact is that there is fragmentation. Whose disciple you are? Why do you ask this question? Why? We are all Srila Prabhupada's disciple, but Shiksha Guru is there. If you want more clarification, I can give you the whole clarification that Prabhupada made the GBC as the Shiksha Guru and temple president is the Shiksha Guru. Because Shiksha Guru has to basically take care of the day-to-day devotional service, look after the devotional service of the person. And that's what Bhaktivinoda Thakur ji also says, that Shiksha Guru is the person who takes care of the Abhideh. Sambandh is taken care by the Diksha Guru. It is very clearly stated in the scriptures. And Prabhupada has maintained that. So he has been very clear. Tell me, where has he made any of these devotees? Why did these devotees, after Prabhupada left, after 3 months, go to Sridhar Swami, a god brother of Srila Prabhupada, to ask him what they should do about this Diksha system? And when Sridhar Swami told them, all of you become Diksha Gurus, they implemented this. Why did they not implement it immediately? If they were so clear about it, why was the confusion there in the beginning? You would not ask these questions. But please, this is a fight not of personalities. This is actually a Shastra. They may claim to be anything. I'm sorry. Just go through Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Maharaj where he says, who can be a guru? You'll be shocked. Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati and Prabhupada themselves say, it is not easy to clear a soul from the cycle of birth and death. Gurus are never formed by votes. Guru is never formed by votes. Please understand this. And you may not know, but the basic fact is this, that votes are bought to become gurus. Groups are made. Why? Why do you do all this? Why do you want to cling on to that situation? A Shiksha Guru is equal to a Diksha Guru. Where is the problem in that? In the respect form of it. What is the problem? That's why I am not a Ritwik type of person who starts talking about the personalities of people. No, I am not interested in that. They have done a lot of service to my Guru Maharaj Srila Prabhupada. So why should I be fighting against them? No, but why should I be saying something wrong about them? Because we are all in this. None of these devotees have come from Vaikuntha. That they also claim. None of them have come from Vaikuntha. None of them have come from where Prabhupada has come. None of them. So when they have not come from there, we are all from this material world. So why are they so afraid? Why do they want to cling on to their own positions? I'm very sorry, but what can I do? So no, don't attack the personalities. Everyone will have some flaws. No one can be perfect because none of us have come from the spiritual world. So we'll have defects. So I'm not against. It's a fight of ideals, not a fight of personalities. I'm a different type of person. I don't say Ritvik system. I say it is a Shiksha Guru system. Ritvik is a priest. That is what Prabhupada established. It is a Shiksha Guru system. So I request you to please give time. And when I also went into this, I gave time to understand that I don't say that someone is right or wrong. I want to study the whole thing first with an open mind to understand. The Shiksha Guru brings the person to the Diksha Guru. That's what Prabhupada stated in one of his conversations also. So he has been very clear. But this has been masked. It has been masked. Do you know? In the starting of when Prabhupada had left this planet and he stopped his manifest Leela, Tamal Krishna Maharaj claimed himself to be the only Guru of ISKCON. Do you know that? Do you know he was thrown out of ISKCON by the GBC body? Have you heard about his pyramid confession where he states very clearly that Prabhupada made no one as Diksha Guru? We are all formed ourselves. Have you understood that statements also? But no, you don't have time. You're sentimentally attached to someone or the other. Please, we have to be sentimentally attached. But first, philosophy. We are followers of Prabhupada. Prabhupada was a founder, Acharya. Remember one thing. Please try to understand this word, the meaning of this word. He was Senapati of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. He could change rules. Yes, he had that power. He was so powerful. He never changed the rules drastically, but he changed them. Yes. Bhaktisiddhanta Swami Maharaj very clearly states that still you don't chant 64 malas, God Nitai will not accept your prasad. But due to Prabhupada's instance, we start chanting 16 rounds. And God Nitai accepts our bhoga. You would not accept bhoga if a person is not chanting 64 rounds. So my only request is this, that please go through it and respect all devotees. They are doing some seva, that's not a problem. They did seva. Now they are basically doing, they have misguided the people. They themselves are not sure that they'll go back home, back to Godhead. Because Prabhupada never stated anyone to that he's back home, back to Godhead. He has every time stated whatever consciousness he's left the body, he will get that type of body. But he'll get a better place to serve Krishna. That's what Prabhupada never talked like that. Today we see any devotee, oh, he's back home, back to Godhead. When your Guru Maharaj, who basically comes from there, he is not making the statement, but we are making the statement. So please understand the philosophy. Please understand the philosophy. Let the sentiments be based on philosophy. Thank you very much.